break that down into different segments. So I suppose if you want to call the grey-haired technical experience, Rich and Pete probably won't thank me for that. But Richard and Pete are both Western mining for quite a while, and then Richard I worked with at Resource Star, and Peter was sort of in Independence Group, and they set up a number of West African companies. And so I think what it meant is that I always had a pretty keen interest, because I came from a sort of investing background, which is partly why I liked watching Crux interviews so far, because it's sort of how I would have gone on those. And I think Rich and Pete really brought the technical side, and some of our early shareholders were also people in the mining industry who we used and their networks when we were looking at opportunities. And so when you're looking at a royalty, I always say it's finding the opportunities and being able to work out at a high level, look, are these attractive? And then what is the corporate position for the owner? Because it's not something we haven't touched on, but all these were secondary royalties, so owned by third parties. So hundreds out there. The key is finding a royalty that A, is attractive, and B, you can transact on good terms. And then going through the technical side, all the risks, the legal, the tax, the structuring, particularly important for producing royalty, and coming out at the end with hopefully an attractive deal.
But answer the question, so who on your team has written, designed, structured royalties before?
So because we've been buying secondary royalties, it's a bit like we're not reinventing the wheel. We're buying pre-existing ones. And so what we're doing there is we're able to, adopt an existing royalty agreement, which is a lot simpler than writing a new stream or transaction. And so from that side, it's sort of jumped over that initial hurdle.
So, but how do you know what good looks like? Or is it the case there's so little competition down at this level that you'll take anything?
Good in terms of a royalty itself or an agreement?
Well,
a royalty itself.
Both.
Well, I think that a lot of the deals we've done, so out of the 6 royalties we've bought, I would say 4 of them have come from $1 billion plus companies. And so essentially we were buying very non-core assets for them that in 1 or 2 cases they didn't know they owned. And, it meant that we could approach them and acquire these royalties in an uncompetitive environment. So we're not going through an investment bank-led process. And when there were opportunities we looked at and it turned into a competitive opportunity, we, by and large, stepped out of it. Because for a small team with a starting out high cost capital, it's just not worth it for us. So we're going out and we're finding those sort of diamonds in the rough, to use that analogy, and then we were transacting on those on really good terms for us.